Abusuya Kevin Taylor aba bigu Ghana ba animase poto na Ghana ba a president of Ghana ba waba aba be expose na ene Ghana ba a release statement omo pese omo chere say the suspension of Chief Justice Torkono no John Dramani Mahama enye den en revoke sa suspension no na sa abusuya utie Kevin Taylor nensema oka NPP for ene Chief Justice Torkono ene omo aka boma omo ne Ghana Bar Association no omo wana omo di saa adwuma no na Kevin Taylor aka me hu say president of Ghana Bar no ono NPP ni mapa one NPP for no ena ebobra na yehwe for the past 8 years Ghana Bar Association no abusuya Kevin Taylor yante omwano kasa boni bia na ekoso judicial system no no yante se omo ba abonten ba be issue any statement bia na we ena Kevin Taylor ede ensemi betu dwa say time na ye ba beto abano o say 4 political parties ekosiu Jimensa ene EC mpanyimfo na asem no edru Supreme Court no abusuya maame na ye friend Chief Justice Torkono o say judicial and Supreme Court for no judges no omoko break omo dwene omo ho enti no ena break na omoko no so no ono Torkono no ono nkwane obi a obetumi ahye date se yemra metna asem no so na we ena NDC for ne ka say ye ba beto aba elections na approach enti no ene menimi ya nka Chief Justice set panel na nka omundi asem no abusuya Chief Justice MF omo se omo yenipa yet Ghana Bar for no MB omo ano we omo anka hwe amfa nneoma boni ana ekoso judicial system ne mu na we na Kevin Taylor say Ghana Bar Association no yen dissolve no John Dramani Mahama immediately no on dissolve Ghana Bar Association na sebi no Ghana Bar Association no sebi Kevin Taylor na eka ho yeni nyansa ni bia Ghana Bar Association ho enti Ghana lawyers for na ebimo Ghana Bar no omo ankasa fine omo way out abusuya yense momre yenko na yenkonkotie ensema ekoso enti the Kevin Taylor John Dramani Mahama eni manimi ya no on dissolve Ghana Bar Association no ongune kura na omomo hobi and they don't deserve to be there momi yanko na yenkonkoti ensema Kevin Taylor de etuja medawase
kwasiafo. Today we the ordinary people, you want to come and lead us, you want to tell us what to do. These old people, we are supposed not to give these people any room in our country. The Ghana Bar Association was here guno senior lawyers in this country who are patriotic and reasonable, intelligent enough. You people need to start forming different bar associations. We need to have every region have its own bar association. We need to have 16 different bar associations in Ghana. Mami Wei enim say Nikru Jogate, who contested on the ticket of the NPP, wanting to be president, and his husband being a former minister, she knows say o protecti a Chief Justice, not a Chief Justice, yan suspend the Chief Justice. No government can go after a Jogate, all because you say the Chief Justice has the right and power to block any case anyone will make against Nikunu Jogate when he was the minister. Into this woman, what she wants to do or sought to do now and say, or the position as the leader of the Ghana Bar Association, protect political criminals. Political criminals in a sense say, somebody like Jogate, as we speak, the SkyTrain deal now, Okoye say, when investigations are open Now say a Chief Justice who is open-minded and ready to let the system work, the process go on without being biased and being political. Onimseni Kuru Jogate will end up in jail. Now there's a clear conflict of interest here because Jogate, as we speak, is being prepared for court by the new government. Jogate, as we speak, the ministry that he headed is being investigated. Jogate, as we speak, the contract he signed under the NPP government as the Minister of Railways is being studied. It's being considered to be moved to the court. This woman knows that if she does not work hard, now one stopping the process now, the president Edisu Emramun Wedisu na Nikunu Jogate will end up in jail. Now, we are going to take our time and enter. And somebody will say, oh, Jogate asoma meka to Jogate suno. And the Kevin Taylor, da ben and a afraid Jogate say ebia ombeyi insembiano. And chebia and a yen ha and at the NIB invited Jogate about the SkyTrain contract. Inti Jogate Irena oye the boss of Ghana Bar Association. She knows what she is doing. One, all her actions are to protect MPP criminals who are being investigated by this government. So Jogate, on the 24th of February, the National Investigative Bureau, they called Jogate to question him on the SkyTrain project. So this woman knows her husband is under investigation, sir. Send her, if the case is moved to court, now say enya Madam Torkono obetuma block a case na. Say judge bia na adwene ye adwuma or ye honest. It say the current acting CJ or ye patriotic no. Na obie kwan say prosecution should go on. This woman, her husband Jogate would die in jail because onim say wanye dede when twantro say when create impression be to say John Mahama and the NDC government almost politicizing the suspension of the CJ. Nikruno Sebio, there is no way Nikruno ever surviving. It this woman, all that she's doing as the boss of Ghana Bar Association is one, to protect her husband, and two, to do the bidding for the NPP. Now, Momianko Ridi, Ghana Bar Association, almost statement almost releasing. You really busa simple questions. Do you who they with Jimmy and the Okano Cray? And then one says so many lawyers in Ghana, they want to pretend they say Omunim say this CJ, there are a lot of question marks on her. The Ghana Bar Association, majority of the lawyers know said this CJ, she was not even supposed to be made CJ. They know. They know that Torkono did a lot of illegalities before even she got to being the CJ. They know. And they are the ones who tell us. But you see, today, they have come out with a statement thinking, now, Momianko Ridi, Ghana Bar Association for statement, you know. And it's so interesting, say, the Ghana Bar Association, say, the suspension of the Chief Justice by the President, Constitution man to me, say, on taking his decision, no. They are trying to tell the President, say, President, no, and reverse the decision, no. Who born dog? But you see, the Bar Association, another Ghana Bar Association, make a statement, you know. We don't know, say the statement say a opinion, and I say it is enshrined, and I say it is based on law. We don't know because I read the Ghana Bar Association for statement now. There is nowhere actually say they are speaking law. There is nowhere they are saying say the President, the Council of State, and the committee have gone against the Constitution in any way. So how can we, at the end of the day, take the Ghana Bar Association serious? I will take the Makola Momone Women Sellers Association serious than the Ghana Bar Association. All because the Ghana Bar Association today cannot speak without referring to the law that they are basing on to tell the President to say, we're taking a step that went against the Constitution. Now, when you read the Ghana Bar Association for a year almost statement, almost release here, Now, we read this statement and let me enlarge it. Send a bear in neighborhood. A year PZ4 into a mayor side when coming yet. PZ4, my catcher Mumubi, Munko school now Monken Kain. Now, Ghana Bar Association. Almost statement of release any. Ya be kind statement ne wi an me busa mo say. Ya nyina musa say ehin e na omugina mraso because Chief Justice Kacha said the law is the law. So when to man nyina mraso an kire emra jo Mahama buso inti wu gina mraso e dia kacha say jo Mahama bu mraso inti yen sisa that decision. Then wuna wudi Ghana Bar Association ni man say the Ghana Bar Association itself is a foolish organization. It's one of the most foolish associations, and I am calling for a new association to be formed out of the Ghana Bar Association because it is looking like the monopolization of Ghana Bar Association or Ghana Force, and then a more mujimi. Over America, there are so many different law associations. There are so many of them in America. It is only in Ghana now. Yama Ghana Bar Association, again, said they are unique. They are not. They are just mere lawyers. Now, when you read their statement, this is what it says. Resolutions of the Ghana Bar Association passed at its 2025 mid-year conference held at the Labadi Beach Hotel on Saturday, 26 April 2025. We, the members of the Ghana Bar Association, herein assembled at the 2025 mid-year conference of the bar at the Labadi Beach Hotel, La Accra, on this day, the 26th day of April 2025, stand united in our collective responsibility towards advancing the rule of law, justice, and the sustainable development of Ghana. Recognizing the profound and pivotal role of the legal profession plays in shaping a just, fair, and transparent society and reasserting our commitment to upholding the rule of law, ensuring justice for all citizens, and promoting high standards of integrity within public life, acknowledging the central tenets of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, particularly those enshrined in its preamble, which binds all citizens and the states of the principles of freedom, justice, probity, and accountability. Now, when you read the first page, this is what it says. And in furtherance of the theme of this mid-year conference of the bar, and I quote, expanding the role of the legal professional in national development, positioning the GBA as the fulcrum, end of quote. Now, basically, Omo kachre say the reason why omo shia ya omo nyina ko benkrum and the omo gina so achre Ghana fo nyina say eye Ghana lawyers a omo Ghana any Ghana mra no omo pese omo bo ho ban na omo make sure say sa eye mra no sebio aboa edi ama Ghana fo nyina na omo dwumadie ni say mra omo akosua kakra no e wo se omo bo Ghana mra ho ban eye constitution a chekere man no ene sebio mra ye de bo oman no ho bra eno ntin ene omo call Labadi Beach omo ko hia ya omo nyina ano akobankrum se omo beboa ama Ghana sebio eba legal matters eye judicial matters ene ensema efa mra ho no omo beboa amane gina ne naso moma yenko enim ne yenkere yenhu de omo sa kan ye. Now already omo statement na the second page. Let me enlarge it. Said be also be to nima kan na ayefefefe. Eye PZ fonti na meyesa. Now go second page now. This is what they say. Matters affecting the legal profession. Almost in sema Ghana emra. Emra so opese okoye lawyer and obey lawyer. Nyoma se opese obey lawyer no de legal profession. Say withdrawal. Point 1. Withdrawal of directive on assignment of court and fixing of dates for newly filed cases and applications. Almost say in 70 bina a hat lawyers power Ghana. Emma omujumadi dino ebinie. Say a ye emra yashe say a ye data yeditien sem yede konsem ho sebio sa tumi no yede ama ayedien Chief Justice mamen kan de ehye point 1 nase. Recognizing that the directive by His Lordship, the acting Chief Justice, on the assignment of cases by his office is uncertain, and having regard to the importance of technology and the urgency of justice delivery, the Ghana Bar Association respectfully requests that this directive be withdrawn and the use of technology in the assignment of cases to the courts enhanced. Almost say, now saying, Omo nya eye entiye ene kratabia efri the acting Chief Justice eye Mr. Eye what's his name? Chief Justice Bekadi Diamakacha, the acting Chief Justice. Now, almost say a problem with the directive now, the acting Chief Justice, the abase courts assembia ebeba say ebema dates say judge bia yebeyi ni say ontena so no e wo sending nyina efa ni nsem na oche data yentena asem we so any judge ontena asem we so omo say sa asem na Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice edebetu dwa no omo de omo mpene so sebio omo pese Chief Justice no otwe sa asem ne sign enti the acting Chief Justice, Mr. Bafuboni, directive of Oman last week, say assembia wo court ene na say yebe pat dates yebe yi date amasa asem na e wo say efa ni nsem o so no na kire say o kirechi asem we o say ka o kirechi na o twe say ne o say asem we ko ho no eye and the Ghana Bar Association say omo pese eto the acting Chief Justice say saa de ne de omo bonju so na emom I was a Chief Justice use technology. Ni nyina say Chief Justice no and making sure say more technology bia and then automatically a picky judge or better asem so any ada ye be di asem no into omo de omo Chief Justice no say sa asem no de abeto abonten no ontwen sign na omo use technology any sebe system automatically and no be picky date na a picky judges or better cases so. You see, I keep telling you, say, these people we call the Ghana Bar Association, saying out of respect, any law, any lawyers, any ashe mu Ghana, I was saying to me, ende the most foolish association in Ghana is the Ghana Bar Association. Do you know why? The most political association in Ghana, and now we are not supposed to give them any respect. One of the most useless associations in Ghana today. Enya assembly yusro ena yama law ehunehuna ema sebio banchire for lawyer bi ehunehuna Ghana. Eni se Ghana ni bia ema the Ghana Bar Association any respect. Now, unima de kudientia omo akoshe dem say sa directive na the Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice Mr. Bafuboni emekino ehaomono. It is simple. Okay? So the Ghana Bar Association, she's not smart. She's a politician, and we have to place her where she has to be. And say, tell me now, Madam Tokonu, the Chief Justice act or your Chief Justice no, and suspended no. Mokai sa case way. I want to remind you of a case. Mokai case way. This was the case, sir. NDC and 4 other political parties sue Electoral Commission over limited voter registration. Mokai. Yes. Sa case no. NDC they call court. Any 4 other political parties this case they call court. Madam Tokonu court no. Now Madam Tokonu the right to call the case before the EC goes or takes that action. But because Madam Tokonu now award the power. Let me tell you something. Madam Tokonu ebeye Chief Justice Oshemra say onunkwani the sole person obetumi decide which case which day I have a free case in Ghana. The Ghana Bar Association from day one, they did not have a problem with it. So that case we call court. Ghanaians were telling the Chief Justice, say, she was supposed to immediately give the case to a judge to sit on before the EC takes action. Because the moment the EC goes ahead and takes that action, and I say, Omudi Jumana, Ebema Ayede, the judgment from the court will be waste. Inti na Ghana for NDC for other political parties are Omuko court insist Chief Justice. You have the power to make sure, say, a judge is assembled to make sure, say, that case is heard before the Electoral Commission takes or makes their move. Mokai case way. Now let's go and read Madam Torkono later. They see here any judgment of Maya, any what she said. The Ghana Bar Association, they were all in Ghana, they were watching because Nana Addo Akuffo Jimmy was basically their leader. This woman who is the leader of the Ghana Bar Association, Nikunini Jogate, who was serving under Akuffo, who was the flag contestant as a flag bearer in the NPP. This woman did not see anything wrong with it. She thought she believed that decision by Torkono was the best decision. And the let's go and read Torkono's judgment. Yema eye easy. Eko teki sa decision no. Madam Torkono eye den, what action did she take? Now munche. Let's read the story. Now read the story. This is what the story says. Chief Justice Miridi sa case no achiro. Chief Justice Torkono has outlined reasons the Apex Court did not hear the injunction application filed by the National Democratic Congress and 4 other political parties earlier than October 17, 2023. The applicants on September 7th, 2023 sought to restrain the Electoral Commission from carrying out their recently held voter registration exercise made up of the NDC, the Convention People's Party, All People's Congress, Liberal Party of Ghana, and the Great Consolidated Popular Party. They sued the Electoral Commission at the Supreme Court over its decision to restrict voter registration centers to its district offices. Now read this story now. This is what it says. The suit was scheduled to be heard on October 17th, a decision which baffled the applicants. Now, but explaining the decision in court today, Chief Justice Torkono, who presided over a 5-member panel hearing the case, noted that the case couldn't be set on a date because the Apex Court doesn't sit during August and September due to legal vacation. Timer NDC for Echo Court. How many 4 political parties? Echo Kache Supreme Court said, "A dear way, it's important. It's an emergency. We are going into an election. The EC is taking a decision a bit me destabilize the minor." Madam Torkono Kachiromo say they cannot sit because on to me ma omu judge bia enkotena case ni so. You know why? Because on anything or say na judges ewo vacation. It onya any judge to sit on the matter. The case was supposed to be called on the 7th of September. Madam Torkono response in her judgment say, "Ono and Chief Justice. Sa time no na court echo vacation enti wa ma ho kwan ema ya mfre judge bia say on betena case ni so." Who had the power to make sure a judge comes to sit on that case? It was Torkono. What did she do? She decided. She made the rule. She said until she appoints a judge to sit on it, no judge could sit on that case. Technology. Now, who read the other part of the story? Ghana Legal Ghana Bar Association. Moi. Now, share there is see. And I quote, and these are the statements from the Chief Justice. The Supreme Court doesn't sit on vacation. There are no rules for Supreme Court to sit during the months of August and September. That is why the application was fixed for the 17th of October 2023. Discussions of fixing it for today should be premised on the Supreme Court not being able to sit during vacations except by a special fiat. Madam Torkono Emma the judgment, or say case, the reason here why my judge bia antrasuno one Fred judge bia to come and sit on and say August, September, the court is on vacation, even though na assembly is important, or say the judges were on vacation in August and September. That is why the application was fixed for the 17th of October. Remember, we were going into an election, dangerous. We needed a hearing. Why didn't the Chief Justice say there is an automatic system? Let's see, we can get a judge to sit on this case because your democracy and the safety of this nation was very important. But the Chief Justice said that she could not appoint any judge to sit on the matter because they were all on vacation. She had that power, right? Did you have an issue with that? And Osako Enukachiramo say, discussions of fixing it for today should be premised on the Supreme Court not being able to sit during vacations except by a special fiat. It was say, a BB and a bit to be pusuro. Until Sadiano, or not dear, she was not going to make anybody sit on the case because judges were on vacation. Now you will obia to be taking another decision. No. She was the Chief Justice, or she is the Chief Justice, and what she says is final. That time, na Chief Justice Eka Sasebno, na Ghana Bar Association for nobody Ghana. Almost so the safety of the country, na enha omwana. The chaos that thing could have brought, na Ghana Bar Association for na enha omwana. Omuma any omukurunum, any omunananum, almost no monte Ghana, Sasamne for Muana. Why didn't they raise an issue on this matter? Did the Ghana Bar Association tell the Chief Justice say she does not have the right to make that decision? The Ghana Bar Association is a stupid association. Omunimunyansa, omwejimi, omoya politics. They think say yani Ghana for yankwasiafo. They can do politics with us. Now, Mommy, go back to a Ghana Bar Association for statement. Now, who read this statement? Now, sorry. Who read this statement? So far, me read this statement. Yenshia baby Ghana Bar Association for aka anything about law. Omojina eye emraso. Aka se emra we ne ye jina so. If you say president ni bumra we so. Ebe sinne. Na Ghana Bar Association actual statement. Omonfa emra biamba say president bumra so. Council of State bumra so. Another committee bumra so. Ebe sinne. The Ghana Bar Association in their 3-page document, they have not stated one law. Actually say John Dramani Mahama ebumra so. Now, when you read the 2nd page, this is what it says. Say suspension of the Chief Justice. And you see, adi omuko dwene ho. Omuka kire Ghana. Dia na omuka wom. Revocation of suspension. The Ghana Bar Association calls for the immediate revocation of the suspension of the Chief Justice as it considers the suspension to be unconstitutional. They do what? They consider the suspension to be unconstitutional. The moment you tell me, say, Kevin Taylor, my adiebi or Ghana, now my action is unconstitutional, no? You need to be able to state the law that makes that my action unconstitutional. You cannot just tell me, say, my idea be Ghana, it is unconstitutional, without you stating the law that makes my action unconstitutional. So you just saying, say, the suspension of the Chief Justice by the President is unconstitutional does not make it unconstitutional until you back it with law that makes it unconstitutional. But this is the Ghana Bar Association. Where now bodam for? Where you go for almost Chief Justice Nekachom say everything they do should be based on law. But you are telling me that the suspension of the Chief Justice is unconstitutional without stating a law that clearly states, say, the actions the President took was unconstitutional. You merely saying, say, it is unconstitutional does not make it unconstitutional until you use the law to clearly define the action as unconstitutional. And they say, sorry, the whole day I can say me a president. Because the action now Nipani taking, what are you basing on to say it is unconstitutional? Say, yeah, but now say you try to be a penalty box ma. Action be caution na me try obi. Emma referee be to me gina so aka say a direct handball and I say obi there obi slide obi. That action no, that thing that was done no, and then Emma referee gina so aka say this is a penalty. The referee cannot just stand there and stand at the center line and just whistle and say, let's go to the penalty box. It is a penalty. There should be an action that will call for that whistle to be blown. Now, if you're telling me, sir, what's the penalty? Show me the nipani prove say we committee offense in the penalty box for you to call a penalty. Now, if you're telling me the president suspending the Chief Justice is unconstitutional, what law are you basing this on to prove to me, say, the president's action was unconstitutional? Actually, wait, Jimmy. Now, the reason why the Ghana Bar Association, some lawyers need to break off and form a new association. We don't need such a foolish association trying to distract Ghanaians. Now, who really call Enima or say? The Ghana Bar Association calls for the immediate revocation of the suspension of the Chief Justice as it considers the suspension to be unconstitutional, considering the fact that the President, who is not a judge or a judicial officer, exercised his discretion to suspend the Chief Justice under Article 14610 of the 1992 Constitution in the absence of a published constitutional instrument, statutory instrument, or regulations governing the exercise of his discretion as required by Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution. In the first place, the issue here is, what did the president base on to take the decision? The Constitution did not say that you need to be a lawyer before you can be a president. The Constitution did not say you need to be a judge before you can be a president. And the Constitution did not say that before you take that action, you have to be a lawyer to take that action or to be a judge to make sure that action is taken. The Constitution said the president has the constitutional rights. The Constitution was not saying that the president needs to be a judge before he can take the action. The Constitution was not specific that the president is supposed to be a lawyer to know the law. The Constitution stated that the President of the Republic, Mr. S, get me the Constitution, what is stated. That the President, after consulting with the Council of State, and then the Council of State finding out that they have a case against whoever the petition went against or goes against, the Constitution gives the President the right to take that decision. The Constitution did not say the President needs to be a lawyer or needs to be a judge before he can basically abide by what you people are saying he should abide by. If you see, what they are trying to say right now is the president does not know law. The president does not know the legalities. The president does not, he's not well informed when it comes to law. The president is looking at the basic constitution. Because if the president goes against the basic constitution in front of him, the president also has gone against the constitution. What if they brought a petition? The president did not consult Council of State. The president did not put together a committee. The president one day released a statement and said, I've sacked the Chief Justice. What were you guys going to say? You would have gone to court to say the president has acted against the Constitution and his action is unconstitutional. So the president right now is working or acting in conformity with what the law tells him to do. So he does not need to be a lawyer because the Constitution does not ask about a lawyer. The Constitution does not ask about the background of the president being a judge. The Constitution has given the president a...
Okay, abusuyama mu nimwene ensema ekoso ewo political highway ne so Kevin Taylor NHS why ba expose Ghana bar association John Dramani Mahama and so no what take quick action to reset Ghana Bar Association. Yabadamase se moje pene kokoti sa audio we edemaya. Unsubscribe ya subscribe like share ma afofron so and sa into me and kebi aha POG Media so medamase.